buenos dias, bonjour, buongiorno, annyeonghaseyo. Welcome back to the vlog. Remember, there are playlists in the description box where you can find more videos of my life with Crohn's disease and as a military spouse. This morning, I got my 11 o'clock kid in an hour and a half, and I don't feel like planning. Honestly, it's because I have a mess in my office. On table one, I have my laptop, and I also have some home business stuff that I was preparing for graduation gift packages and Father's Day. Here is more stuff for the Father's Day gift wrapping I was doing. Here is my notebook for the Korean thing that we did last night. Oh, I already erased it, but yes, I was doing Korean last night. Yes, this is part of my breakfast. And these are the tags that I was working on before my printer went on the fritz. So it's just kind of there on hold. My guillotine is here. Everything's just here. Then on this table, table number 2, I have all of my teaching stuff. And this is from yesterday's volunteer meeting. My Father's Day gift bags, something I want to mail somebody, and a whole mess of papers that have to do with my classes. And this is what is stopping me from wanting to plan because I don't want to deal with the mess. But I'm going to see him in about an hour and a half, so I have to get this done. You don't just pull a class out of your sleeve. You know the expression. I don't want to say it. But I think that's something that a lot of people don't know, and possibly a few people now have an inkling of what it's like to teach a class now that you're doing a lot of homeschooling. You don't just step into a classroom with all the knowledge that you have and say, today we're going to learn about this, and just spew out information, randomly pick a page in a book and say, well, now do the exercises on that page. There's a lot that goes into planning a class, and I want to share that with you this morning, especially now that I really don't want to do it. Okay, I have everything I need right here. Now, this child has a decoding difficulty, which is distinguishing the sounds of the letters to put them together to make words. You go sound by sound, letter by letter, and then join them to make one full sound for a word. Example, you have the word cat, you have C-A-T, those are the letters. Then you have the sounds k, a, t, but you have to put them all together in one swift motion and say cat. When you have a decoding difficulty, you can identify the letters, you can identify the sounds, but you can't really mush them together and just make that one word. So our goal is to be able to break through that barrier, if possible, because there are many different reasons for having decoding difficulties. I mean, there can be a phonological disorder, a processing disorder, dyslexia. Oh, there are many, many reasons out there. But as a child who's about to start kindergarten, really the concern is, will he be able to be independent in reading instructions by himself, in doing exercises once everything has been explained, etc. So we've been working on the difference between letters, sounds, words. I'm sorry, I'm getting a call from a doctor right now. This is a perfect example of how I compartmentalize my life. Just got a call from a provider talking to me about the results regarding this massacre that happened the other day. And I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't have time for it. It doesn't fit into my schedule right now. So we'll cover that after I get back from my class around noon. I mentioned we were looking at the difference between letters, words, and sounds. We were using YouTube videos and other things online to cover the alphabet, phonics, consonant, vowel, consonant, meaning words like cat, C-A-T, consonant, vowel, consonant. We were doing rhyming games. I was using the cat in the hat. I think I showed you that before. I also included it in my Instagram stories. So we were using simple reading books and things like that, as well as sight words flashcards, so that he could read an entire story by himself, obviously with a little help with words like shouldn't or would. Here again, we're doing letters, words, and sentences. Additionally, we are pretending that we are in a classroom. So I put this up and say, we're in the classroom right now. What are some things we do in the classroom? And then we are working on some very common verbs that you can find in a lot of activity books. So for example, circle, write, read, count, find. And children with decoding difficulties tend to look at words more like pictures. So once you memorize this order of letters or something similar to that, a child will read find, and if then a similar word comes around like fine, but the child already learned the word find, they'll read the word find as find, because they're not really reading letters. They're reading, or they're looking at a picture full of letters. So I do want the child to recognize these words, even if not decoding them, because we also want the child to be independent in the classroom, which is where these books come in. Once we cover these verbs and also fiddle around with how many letters are in the word, etc., we use books like this, obviously, to begin reading. As you can see, everything is about letters and words. With that, we cover phonics, metalinguistic knowledge. We also cover independent skills, interpretation, comprehension. Then when we look at Pete the Cat, we have different topics. Here, today we're going to do Pete's Big Lunch, and there we cover vocabulary, which is wonderful, obviously, for phonics. And we're using these worksheets. Sometimes it's fill in the blanks, sometimes it's a crossword puzzle, sometimes it's matching. And again, you're covering different skills. So we do a lot in just a 1 hour period, but it's not just about pulling something off the internet or grabbing this book and saying, here, have fun. You know, there's more to it than that, and everything has to fit together so it'll make sense. You can't just do letters, words, and sentences and all of a sudden talk about food and then all of a sudden throw in a picture book with shapes and numbers. So I'm going to take all these resources right now and make sure that they fit together very nicely. I hope you found this helpful. If you're a teacher or if you're homeschooling, whatever the situation is, I know this isn't really for everybody, but it is part of my life and I wanted to share it with you. So I hope it was nice for you too. I wanted to show you, I had literally a minute before I have to go, but I wanted to show you how I was preparing an order for another customer, because I forgot that this kid's mom is also my customer and there was something that she had ordered. I forgot to wrap it up, and as I was writing the receipt, I got another call from another provider. So I had 2 providers contact me this morning. I had to ask them some questions about the prescription that they were sending over, because they were still prescribing me based on the labs that were done before these past couple of days that were really elevated, and then this one came really low. So I asked if there was any concern starting a treatment for something that's actually lower now, and she said, oh, well, let me consult the doctor. If you want to hold off, that's perfectly okay. Anyway, I'll tell you later. I gotta get going, but I wanted to show you I'm also preparing an order. My bag is all ready to go. So I'll see you guys later. I'm so rushed. I think I'm gonna have to invest in a camera because so much has happened in the past 3 hours. I haven't been able to show you anything. After class, my husband came home for lunch, but I wasn't able to meet with him because I was still talking with the mom. We had a lot to talk about. By the time I got out of the house, my husband had left, locking me out of the house. The only reason I couldn't show you that I was locked outside of the house was because I called him to tell him that he locked me out, and he stayed on the phone with me because he was going through some work stuff that he had to vent about, and he continued venting even after he came over, dropped off the keys, and left. So I couldn't show you that whole process of, well, I'm out here on the terrace just waiting for my husband to come by so I don't have to crawl inside by a window. I do have to record a promo for one of the products from the summer collection before daylight runs out because it's actually pretty cloudy. But let me tell you real quick, because I told you I would tell you after my class. The test results. This hair loss journey has been quite frustrating on the medical side because, as you know, my initial appointment was on March 30th. I got blood work ordered April 29th. Because they were still waiting for my medical records from my other providers, and they still ordered the same test, and they still wanted to order more tests that had already been done because they discovered that I had other things that were elevated. Let's not go there. But the point is, testosterone levels in women max is 40 or 45. I know that mine was 50, which is why my dermatologist wanted to put me on spironolactone, I think it's called. It's a diuretic. It's basically just pee out the testosterone, I suppose. Now that my gynecologist repeated the test and the levels were way lower, they were at 35, apparently my gynecologist said I don't need that medication, not suggested. My dermatologist called me this morning right after my gynecologist called me telling me the prescription's ready.
So I tell them, did you see the test results that I had from about 2 or 3 days ago? They were CC'd to you. Oh no, we haven't seen them, but let me tell you about the prescription. Do I need the prescription if my levels are lower? Is that gonna affect anything because I don't need it? Well, let me ask the doctor and I'll get back to you. So here are the side effects of this medication. So I go to the class, and at the class, I get three phone calls from the same office regarding the test results and now wanting to test me again within 2 weeks and wanting to know where to send the lab order to. We're still in limbo regarding the hair loss. For sure, telogen effluvium is a thing, or TE is still a thing. That was like tested positive, no doubt about it. It's just something in the background. Is it my hormones, adrenals? Is it something chemical? Is it autoimmune, genetic? He's still trying to find out, but it's so stinking slow. I don't really know where to go from here because I was waiting for that prescription to then switch to somewhere else. And now that we're back to nothing, do I change now, or do I continue giving this very slow office another opportunity to try to diagnose me or send me more blood work? I don't even know. Long rant over, my bad. That's it. That's where we are right now with the hair loss thing. Testosterone was high, now testosterone is low, and medication apparently I don't need. Testing again within 2 weeks, hopefully not the same nurse, or not nurse, lab tech who did this. I'm gonna go ahead and do that promo before my husband gets back. I'm also gonna pack those orders that I have to send. One in the mail, one is delivery here where I live, and then get to the vlog because I believe today I'm editing May 11th. My husband messaged me at around 6-ish that he was still at work, and at 7 he sent me another picture saying still here. Don't know at what time to expect him home, but I understand that they're trying to get all the maintenance and everything that they have ready to go, especially because tomorrow is a day off and everybody wants to be off. If there's still work to do, they will call them in on their day off. Oh, the motion sensor light went off. I thought it was him. Must have been these two coming inside. I'm gonna get dinner started by myself. I'm gonna feed the doggies too. And oh yeah, we're gonna do our Korean before bed. And now look, she's excited. She's gonna eat. She can't wait. Okay, they both can't wait. Someone just walked through the door. I heard my dog clicking her little nails all the way over there, really excited. Hey Luna, Casa Luna, you're finally home. We're trying out the new nail cutter. It is way past our bedtime, but my husband doesn't work tomorrow and I only have my 11 o'clock kid. So we actually decided to go to bed late on purpose. Now don't be overwhelmed. There's a lot on there, but we practiced our consonants, we practiced our vowels, and this is all stuff that I started with before I even got the board back up on the wall. So don't get scared. Let's take it one step at a time together. I didn't do the review for the vowels. If you want to check that out, I'm going to link it above, and remember the playlists are below as well for all the videos where we do a little bit of Korean, always at the end of the video if you're looking for it. As you can see, this is only one part of a dialogue. We don't have the second part. It's just one person talking, and like I mentioned, it's all things that we've learned before. The only thing this says is 안녕하세요, hello. 제 이름은 베로니카예요. My name is Veronica. 이름이 뭐예요? What is your name? 만나서 반가워요. Nice to meet you. That's it. Blue for consonants, red for vowels. You already know that this is N right here. H, S. There was also this one. It's the sound like bang in Spanish. So when we read it slowly, sound by sound, you have a, ño, ha, se, yo. Just like decoding in English, which is what I'm teaching right now to a 5-year-old. And remember, we have a question mark at hello because the question actually means in Korean, are you in peace? Which is a beautiful way to say hello and greet somebody. Now here, let's go back to our consonants. We have ch. I'm gonna have to circle this one. D, n, b, d, n, k. And the rest are vowels. E, right here. Oops, I missed a consonant. This is a consonant. It's the sound. So here we have just as here we have o, I, a, ye, yo. Now, reading it all together, we have ch, I, d, 이름은, 제 이름은. Here's my name in Korean now. 베로니카. 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 예요. We'll go into 예요 later. This language has topic markers and sentence endings depending on the sentence type. So we'll get into grammar later on. Let's go to the next one. Marking our consonants. We have D. I don't know how to mark this one. Oh, I missed again. Right here. Now let's mark our vowels. We have E. Remember I told you there were some more vowels. Really, it's just a combination of vowels of the ones we already know. So here, as you can see, we have U and A, and this becomes wa, kind of like wa. So this counts as one vowel. Then we have ye and yo. Oops, I forgot. See, we're learning together. We missed stuff. We just gotta take it slowly. E, D, me. So here you have me. This M is going to sound a little bit like a B, somewhere in the middle. It's just labial. Remember that for my linguists out there? So bo, 예요. 이름이 뭐예요? What is your name? Remember, 이름 is name. That's why we have here 제 이름은. My name is. 이름이 뭐예요? Let's go to the next one. Here we have s, b, k, and that's it. Now let's find our vowels. A, o, wo, yo. Reading it little by little. Ma, na, so, ban, ga, wo, yo. 만나서 반가워요. And I still can't say it that great. 만나서 반가워요. 만나서 반가워요. Nice to meet you. Not being lazy here, but this is really the only thing we're doing for today because it's all about practicing reading. Since we already learned consonants and vowels, we're going to try to recognize text now and also try to read things that we've already heard before. Again, this is why I mentioned this at the beginning. Now let's try to read it. Before we go though, I do want to try quizzing myself in numbers 1 through 10. I invite you to do the same. So let me erase this and we're going to quiz ourselves in numbers 1 through 10. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯. I got 일곱 right. Oh, I got them backwards. Okay, so this was completely wrong. I was actually closer yesterday. These two, completely wrong. This is the one that I say has two consonants and to me looks funny. And then 9
So you see here, I mixed them up. It was a complete melange. It was a soup right there, but not too shabby. I only got 2 wrong. If you did this too, let me know what you got wrong. If you're even trying. I mean, I'm doing this because I want to share with you the experience of learning a different language. And as a language teacher, it also helps me to have the experience of a language learner in mind, fresh experience to draw from when I'm teaching somebody else a language, because sometimes we forget how difficult it is to learn something new and become frustrated with a child or with an adult student who just doesn't grasp something that we find to be so simple. So having this difficulty, I mean, come on, I can't write the numbers 8 and 9 in Korean. I can't remember them even though I've looked at them so much. That just reminds me of the learning process. So I hope you see this the same way if you're a teacher, and if you're a learner, then I hope you're learning with me. Okay, I am beat though, and I have to go get my husband off the couch. So good night, everybody. Hope you get some rest. Love him so much. I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe.